This is Angelina, the perfect waifu, and my favorite character. Just look at her. How can you not like her? She's amazing. With her astonishing mobility with multiple active amazing attack stats who can be tanky under special circumstances with classes that really complement those. Just look at her amazing and beautiful and confident smile on her. That's the face of someone who is not afraid of taking on challenges. And so, that's what we did. To show how truly strong Angelina is, I set out a challenge for myself in Apex Arena. I placed 4 players fight against each other going through a pick and ban system to see who can triumph one another in a turn-based system. Even though there are a ton of crazy strong, insane characters to deal with, I was excited because I knew that Angelina is better than them. She's gonna show them just how truly strong that she is against all of these new generation of characters. The rules I set for myself is simple. I must always pick Angelina first. Number 2, minimum goal is to place top 512, but the real goal is to reach Langrisser rank with her. Lastly, if for some reason Angelina gets banned, then I must forfeit, which may surprise some of you guys who appeared in my stream. I purposely only mentioned it a few times just in case I had to deal with those pesky stream snipers. With those rules set, let's go over my team. I went with my favorite playstyle, an AoE rush box. A box that fits me really well since I personally like to end my matches very quickly and in style. For the most part, I find it really enjoyable, so it was a perfect choice for me. Now this video would be even longer if I included everything, so I'm gonna be giving you guys the highlights, which is most of the matches that I'm gonna be showing you guys. Day 1 of this challenge arrived, and I am quite late starting off this season, but I knew if I played really well, I'd be able to achieve my goal for Angelina. The first qualifier match, already taking place on my worst map and at second player too. I of course first pick Angelina, then Polly, Z2, Leon, then Apotheosis. I started off with Polly 3C on the first turn that stuns Grencio. Nemia killed her, but it's totally fine since she has a revive. This perfectly sets up Z2 to teleport and kill the opponent Polly that ended up guarding for her tank. Angelina saw a perfect opportunity to close in with the multiple app again to wipe out the Nemia. I lost my Z2, but Leon swiftly moved in from the back and AoE killed the Grencio. Then Apotheosis killed off the Lightbringer, then the Lost Them. A clean and simple demonstration of a rush team game, on this map too no less. The second qualifier match, Angelina was paired with Ashen, Z2, Bernhardt, and Adon Kelmo. My opponent has SB on meta, a healer who can reflect a certain number of debuffs with one of her skills. So I figured that I had to play it very carefully. That is until my opponent played their on meta very early on one of the turn. You see, I wasn't worried about the debuff reflection. I was waiting until the right moment until they either played out most of their DPS or moved their only healer. So I put my plan into motion. I had Ashen at the Z2, then had Bernhardt move in to attack since he's most likely will survive against Apotheosis, but they moved Gustav. So I had my Angelina swiftly move in to use her 3C to shove all meta to take her out. Unfortunately, I do lose her to Apotheosis, but I was lucky to have his debuff land on Bernhardt, who had already done his job. Afterwards, I had Z2 move in to air slash the Lightbringer instead of 3Cing due to Almeta's buff, so it was best to save it due to attacking first. Lightbringer nearly killed Z2, which was great, so I had Adon Kelmo use her portal to weaken the enemy. The Soda surprisingly went after Bernhardt, but being the tank that he is, he survives. Due to how much of a threat that she is, I had my Z2 3C her, but she barely survives and counter kills. Even though my Z2 revived, Apotheosis does his AoE to kill her, Ashen wipes out the weakened Isolde, Gustav kills Bernie, Adon Kelmo snipes out the Lightbringer, making it a 2v2. It got tense rather quickly, as I had my Ashen buff herself up, getting up to 3 stocks. This was a huge dumb move from me, because this meant that Ashen could not stun, and so once she lost all those stacks, they placed their Apotheosis right in front of me, knowing full well my characters could not one-shot him. If you guys don't know, Ashen with a 3C needs at least 2 or more stacks. over talent in order for her to stun, which I didn't maintain, so I had Ashen take out the Gustav instead. I do lose 8 on Kelma in the process to his 3C, which makes Ashen lose control, and she stops right in front of him. After losing the effect, the Apotheosis uses AoE and it made Ashen lose control again. The RNG was against me in a crucial moment, which resulted in me losing. Such an unfortunate turn of events. Looking at this in hindsight, there was quite a few plays that I could have done so much better. For example, have Z2 move first instead of Angelina, since Apotheosis can't fully kill Z2, and Bernhardt would most likely would have survived. And in the near end, where I had Ashen buff herself up rather than saving her stacks to threat my opponent with a stun. Those small changes could have made a difference, but it was too late. You live and you learn. Third qualifying match rolls around. The team consists of Leon, Z2, Gensho, Polly, and of course, Angelina. My opponent gave me the opportunity to hit multiple of their team with Polly, who was able to stun 2 of their attackers. Awakener tried to slow down my team and try to kill Polly, which didn't work out. Z2 goes for the AoE, which nearly kills some of them. Ashen had to get the Awakener, but I had Leon move to waste their turn, because Angelina was ready to swing all the way across to wash them out. My opponent realized this and was intimidated by her and quickly fled. Once they realized what she can truly do, they knew it was over from the start. She didn't have to do anything to strike fear into her opponents. Then with my 4th match, I had this. Yeah, compared to my team, it went just about as you would expect. There was at least some moments like Zelgadis killing Nemia and Sho taking down Angelina. It was a fun match since it was really different, but I honestly felt so bad due to me using more of a meta lineup in order for me to reach my goal faster. My 5th qualifying match though, it was about the same situation. I did have to fight Rosen, Christian, and Andrew, but my team had a lot more accessibility. I even had luck on my side to where Leon's 3C teleported the Andrew away from Christian guard range to then have my Jace snipe him out. I was pretty much guaranteed to win since Rainforest and Listel aren't capable of doing lots of damage and my team being able to out-damage Rosenzio's healing. And so, with another win on my belt, it landed me right on gold 3 with 4 wins and 1 loss. A perfect start into this challenge. I did my last match of day 1 into this. I lose Leon to Arkenfeld, then my Z2 wiped him out, only to lose Isolde, then Bernhardt took revenge. Seeing an opportunity that I knew I'll never get, had my Angelina use her 3C, hoping for a double freeze, which only froze Ashen, and then Angelo took her out. It was all fine. I needed Angelina to stall them out, to save some time for Bernhardt and Z2. Z2 took out Nemia, who was wide open after taking her life. Bernhardt went to stun Angelo to slow him down. Z2 tries to kill him but barely failed. He ran away in order to heal himself up, so Bernhardt went to kill Ashen. Angelo took his rage out on Z2, fully killing her. Bernhardt, being as tanky that he is, survived a hit from him, then he capitalized on the situation to take him down. Thanks to Angelina, she bought her teammates enough time to take the game. Now, technically I did more matches on day 1, but like I said in the beginning, I will only be going over the best highlights, otherwise it will be an extremely long video. I figured from here that it would be a breeze, but little did I know that this challenge was going to be a huge mental struggle. On day 2, on my first match, I tried to do something different and banned Awakener first, which later on turned into a bad idea, and they first picked Rosen, which turned into this. With my AoE Rush playstyle, there was no way I was gonna win, so I had to rely on RNG in order to have the slightest chance of victory. But I got very unlucky and used Leon way too early. Even Angelina couldn't do anything since my opponent had the electric headwear gear, which prevents displacement effects. I had no choice but to forfeit. I should have banned Rosen first like I always do, but I ended up being stubborn to see how it would look like if my playstyle encounters her. Then fought a rather interesting match. King Red opened up the first move, but was easily wiped out. Goon tried to do the same, but got 2-tapped by Bernhardt. They weren't just mindlessly attacking. My opponent has Patricia on their side. See, the thing about her is that she needs her teammates alive to dish out damage, which she does help them out by giving them a mobility increase and a buff to where if they die, she's able to do a small amount of damage to the attacker with a 3C, which is used to apply her talent stacks. And so that's what happened. My Bernhardt got unlucky and got 3 stacks of her debuff, so that meant that Patricia was able to use her AoE and I lose Bernhardt and Angelina in the process. Now it was just me waiting for my opponents to get closer as I knew my opponent couldn't attack me from that far. And here is where Angel really came into play. Since he used a talent buff on Adon Kelmo, who was weakened, he was able to heal her up during all those times, which didn't matter since Patricia nuked her, which made Angel really angry and let out his anger to win the game. Oh, and Polly was there too. My next match was probably my least favorites. I lost Angelina extremely early, could have moved Polly earlier for an early rush, but hesitated due to attack down, and used AoE Z2 instead of attacking Jace to see that if she would kill. Awakener popped out from out of nowhere and soloed my team. The early mistake and last minute decision is where I screwed up. Maybe I would have lost anyways, but I saw a vision there where I could have won that. The match after that, I had to fight one of my least favorite characters to go up against, since he can silence my team, which indeed happened. Angel went crazy for a while until Ashen stopped him. I do lose to Leon, they lost to Grancio, and it was just Angelina and Ashen left. Sagani made a last ditch effort to check out Ashen revive, and now it looks like I would be losing the game since there Ashen was in a position to kill and run back, and she has revived. But something amazing happened instead. Okay, so I know a way that I can come back from this, but I have to be extremely lucky, right? Angelina, if you breeze right here, please breeze. You're gonna breeze right here, watch. You're gonna freeze, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, you have to be mad about that. Oh my goodness. Angelina, oh my goodness. This is why I love Angelina so much. Oh my goodness. Angelina had enough. She wasn't able to do anything until that very last moment where it mattered and froze the enemy Ashen. It was a low chance play, but Angelina was furious, especially having to deal with Sagani. She didn't really have any real opportunity to really shine throughout the entire day until that moment. The very next match was a simple, straightforward AoE rush. Polly opened up to stun the tank, had Z2 AoE to disable Act again. Adon Kelmo tried to go for some debuffs but couldn't get as lucky. Asada tries to save her team with her healing, but Bernhardt puts them in a rough spot again. Then Angelina pushed in to freeze the Ashen, then finished her off by 2-tapping her. As Z2 kills the tank, Angelina wanted to show off a little to get her attack buff to kill off the Asada. I went up against my worst kind of fight that counters me. I did put myself in this situation since I got cocky due to picking ban. So everything I threw was useless. Sagani stopped most of my team and I lost, which I kinda deserve. On the third day, it was probably my worst attempt. I played so horribly on this day that I went from starting at 12 wins and 5 losses to 13 wins and 10 losses at the end of the day. If you guys weren't able to tell by now, I relied a lot of my matches on RNG. With Angelina, her freezing the enemy is a 20% chance to activate if she's in water. So the moment that Angelina dies before or gets really unlucky, it's not a great feeling. And so that's what happened most of the time throughout this entire third day. Come on, Angelina, come on. Come on, come on. It goes on the one character that is immune to it. The only one character that's immune to it. Oh wow, that reached all the way to Jace. That single target reached all the way there? Holy crud. Yeah, I think putting him in the middle actually covers both sides right here. Whereas I think maybe if you put him up here, it really only covers like Just in case she wants a single target, I'm gonna do this.
No, God! No, God, please,
We do
no!
lose out on Leon. Okay. Okay. So here's what I thought. Okay. Let me explain, guys. Let me explain. Here's what I thought. Okay. Let me put on some copium right now. All the other times I've seen people act again near the portal, they always seem to move fine. That's what I thought. And the way how that thing works is that it only blocks out the mobility mitigation once time. And so what I thought, the mobility that he already had already did that check, and so I thought it would be fine if he acted again and still kept the mobility. That's what my plan right there was. Because now watch this. Polly goes in. She's gonna hit Langrisser and Jace, and she's gonna stun Jace. She's gonna stun Jace. Watch. See, stun Jace. See that? The game doesn't even know. The game doesn't even know. Look at that. It seems like the stun did not. Oh my goodness! It gave it to this one character. It gave it to the one character that has a debuff, and it got its. Okay, I probably sound annoying that I'm complaining a lot, but I just can't help but feel like this game is so against me right now. But that's fine though. That's fine because you guys want to know what's gonna happen, right? We're gonna freeze. We're gonna freeze with Angelina, and it's gonna freeze Andrew. Never mind. Yeah, we can kill. Joa can I maybe kill? Okay. Yeah, okay. That's the first win of today. Oh lord. Is that freeze? Mobility increase? This game is so against me. Yeah, you guys, you know what? I think after this game I'm done. Oh, I've been having nothing but horrible luck throughout this entire game. It is unbelievable. It's like, how can you compare my streak from yesterday to today? Okay, so I read the thing, so I hope that I didn't actually like get that wrong, and Angelina pulls off a freeze. Which, considering my luck the entire day, is not gonna happen. Okay, I will admit that maybe like my first and second game, I was playing badly, but I also can't take away the fact that I just been getting really unlucky. This day was a rough one for Angelina. She got so unbelievably unlucky that my mentality throughout the entire day was completely shut down. Angelina just had all odds against her, and so she just needed a whole week to recover from all that mess. On the fourth day, the team needed some changes. Thanks to the Ice Melda updates, it gave me some more clear insight on what the team needed. And so, I replaced Leon, Grancio, and Sissy White for Zerida thanks to her casting skill being introduced, then Ice Melda, then finally Patricia, who became an essential core member of this team, and you're gonna be seeing a lot of her throughout this entire video. The first game, I opened up with Ice Melda, who did die by Awakener, but Angelina saw an opportunity to rush right on in, thanks to being pulled in by Ice Melda, and got some lucky freeze on the way, and was able to kill Adon Kelmo. Patricia did help them by giving them the mobility that they needed, and then bombarded the opponents, killing a few of them, and then Jace was able to pick off the rest. Angelina sacrificing herself to kill Adon Kelmo was what allowed the rest of the team to win. The next one, my Angelina was radiating a vengeance level threat and was immediately killed on the spot. This infuriated me and my team, and we traded blows after blows, and then eventually, with some help,
you could move next to Pressure and heal her up to full. Well, no, you cannot heal up to full, she still has the thing, so you could heal up Ashian to full and block the attack on the Pressure. Now first they act again and then move next to pressure, then you cannot attack the pressure. Is that 100%?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can attack from 2 blocks. You shouldn't be.
Not as far as I know of. So now she can melee attack you. I think she's counter-attacking though.
I don't think she can counterattack.
Or is it?
Nah, I don't think she counters that.
No? Okay.
Oh, one's left.
You're too slow.
Oh, don't worry. I wasn't being backseated the whole entire of this challenge. This was one of the few occasions where I had some help in the middle of it. So don't get mad at me. 99% of these were from actually me playing the game. And so my next one, you're gonna see a lot of Polly and Angelina combos. Angelina beautifully slipped in, no freeze unfortunately, but being as amazing as always, he took out the healer to allow the rest of the team to bust through the opponent. There was even a moment that caught me completely off guard. Betty. He pretty much one-shotted Polly and did massive damage to Angelina. She only hit 3 enemies and it brought her to half of her health, but she was able to shrug it off thanks to the Nemia tiles, which allowed her to heal, and because of that, she was able to kill all meta. That match kinda threw me off, since I underestimated her, but it was nothing to Angelina. I got matched with one of my guildmates who is really tough. His team was strong looking, and since he had Polly, it pressured me so much into using my own Polly to stun her to make sure that she didn't ruin my plans. Once again, another instance where I would normally go double AoE against Hilda, but for some reason I didn't think of it. Angelina did get some lucky freeze, but I couldn't capitalize on the advantage enough and lost. Maybe if I was a little bit more patient to wait for the Patricia buffs before making a move, but who knows what the outcome could have been. This loss carried over to this amazing play that my opponents did to me. When I used up all of my turn, they used their Liana to act against Bernie. Then he ran over to my side and nearly killed my own Bernie. Then their Ashen flew all the way across to act against him once more to finish mine off. I lost Jace, then his Angel took a life off of my Apotheosis, then killed Isolda. And poor Angelina, she had to watch all of that insane massacre right in front of her and was forced to retreat. She did get a kill on Ashen, but wasn't able to freeze the rampaging monster that is Andriel, therefore losing the game. The way that my opponent was playing was amazing, and everything just felt so calculated, like I was in the palm of Buddha. I can't get upset by that. Those plays were probably the best that I've seen yet. It didn't just stop there though. Near the endgame of one of the match, my opponent made a crazy sacrificial play to take out my 8-on Kelmo who was in the gas. And she was my key to victory right here. And it was all taken away from me. And once again, the RNG was against Angelina and she couldn't get a single freeze here on anyone. So, losing 3 matches in a row, not a good feeling in the world. But this final one ended on a good note. Here I used more brain power to calculate each and every step. It seems like Angelina took notice of what I was doing and played accordingly, using her alternate skill to move Polly into position in order to scare the opponents. Lina did use her AoE, which I was expecting. It didn't faze me though. Polly got a double stun, then Patricia nuked. Then Angelina shoved the stunned Lucretia into the gas, then stepped back since there was nothing to do. Awakener came back on the next turn, and so I decided to turn stall her death timer. Unfortunately for me, she got breeze. But with luck finally being on my side this game, 8-on Kelmo was able to slow her down. And thanks to that, the match was in my favor with Yoon not doing enough damage and Angelina putting Awakener out of her misery. Rolling into day 5, it seems like my fortune is still in effect, where Ice Melda barely lived from Jace. Ashen blocked for Ice Melda, then Polly came in who stuns Angelina, Soda double taps her, then Ashen took out the Zerida, and my opponent forfeits. But the second match, I did something dumb. Angelina had a huge opportunity to 3C multiple opponents, but she froze due to Ice Melda's frozen tiles. The way how this works is that if you go right through it, you take fixed damage while also getting a cold debuff. But if you already have it, while going through this tower, then you're guaranteed to be frozen, unless you have immunity. Angelina got hit by ice melt beforehand, which is why she ended up being frozen. But during this time, I misread how it works and it lost me the game. I rely a lot on Angelina, so if she loses, then most of the time, everything just falls apart. That's how important she is. After that, I did pick up from that lost spot being first player on this tiny map. It's so dumb how insanely good it is for rush team. Most of the time, you will be winning as first player here if you are rushing. The next match was a display of having team advantage, completely overwhelming them. Remember just earlier how I talked about how dumb this map is as first player? Yeah. The same opponent came back for revenge and successfully killed Ice Melter with Jace this time. And they came fully prepared for my Angelina to prevent her freeze from activating. Having exhausted all of my resources, I was beaten. My opponent played really well, this time got lucky with Jace, and came better prepared. And also because this map is dumb. If that wasn't stupid enough, I got the same map and as second player. So you can guess what happened next. If you're not prepared, this map screws you over as second player. The Sky map is one of my worst map performance mainly due to how rare it is for me to play on it. Besides from one very dumb move with Ice Melda, I had a confusing time trying to figure out how to position well, only to get blown apart by Lina. Angelina wanted revenge by killing Lina, but it was a loss towards the end. The next match went pretty smooth. I had my usual setup going for Patricia with Polly and Angelina. Even Julian made an appearance too. It was all going well, until one major decision. On one of the turn, I had a choice to either try to kill with Julian or use Patricia. You'd be wrong to say Patricia was the right choice because her AoEs, but it barely did anything. See, what I should have done was went with Julian to hopefully maybe wipe out someone like maybe Ashen's first life, and then put him in a position to make sure that Patricia hits everyone. If I did that, then maybe it would have been possible for me to win. I've been getting nothing but bad streaks of luck in playing just so horribly. Being second player no less too, many times on this 5th day. Oh look, I got second player again! And yup, Angelina got sniped by Nemia. And the fact that I kept being second was really tiring and annoying. But the next moment had me pretty shook.
Now she can't guard because of the Yune's 3C. What I'm thinking... Okay, so I think I'm just gonna... App again here. Yeah, okay. Okay, so I want to do this just to get some debuffs. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What in the world? That's 3 silence. Passive disabled, active skill disabled. Heal block. Oh my goodness, I got triple silence. Oh, that was so crazy. Okay. See, what I don't understand is that my luck can just go like such a downward hill, and like all of a sudden like I just get like something really insane.
Yeah, I honestly don't even understand my luck too. Even despite how RNG focused my team, well at least some of my team is, especially for Angelina, I cannot fathom the kind of being that I am. The last match of the day was nothing really special of the sort, just a dominant display of what Rush looks like. Even Angelina got a nice double kill with a 3C. It was a struggle, and my worst Apex moment in history. My mentality at the end of the day was completely shut down. On the 6th day, all I was hoping was some better luck this time around. Going into the first match, I forced a stun on Archon, using Polly to force my opponent into using Liana, knowing full well that she would cure him. This gave Angelina a chance to go for a freeze, but not a single one. I couldn't follow up with Patricia since Angelina died, and no lucky debuff too. Bernhardt was too far, and Leon was slowed down by Awakener. I probably would have had a fighting chance, but my opponent just had so much mobility that it put some pressure on me. Especially with Awakener slowing down my team, it wasn't a good look. The very next match, My decision making was very questionable. Positioning as well. I was stuck in Gold 3 for the longest due to how bad I just kept on playing. I had reached Gold 2 beforehand, but it was so much back and forth of me reaching Gold 2 and being demoted down to Gold 3. And finally, this day, it was going to change. I went on an absolute tear. So with this game here, I had Bernie move up to use his 2C to pick up the sword dance, and he was able to hit everyone here to take out the Patricia. Lina does one-shot him due to his low match defense, but it sets up for Patricia with an AoE to get her multiple stacks of her talent debuff, which then led to her nuking the entire enemy. Polly was able to stun the Christian, so that allowed Angelina to move in to freeze even the Christian and the Liana. Didn't kill her, but Polly was able to finish her off. Then the classic Patricia nuke combo with the two of them. Angelina finishes off Genshiel, then Bernhardt finishes off the Solda. Afterwards, Polly goes in to stun the Liana, which was huge, so that allowed Angelina to move in to finish her off, and so with nothing else better to do, he went to punch the tank. Then with the classic Patricia combo with the two of them, then Polly was able to barely finish off the Bernhardts. Angelina swapped places with Bernie to teleport onto the portal onto the enemy side. He went to act again once more to be in water into her 3C, taking down Apotheosis. D2 popped in besides her, and it was enough to terrify the opponents into conceding. Snow map here, Polly and Leon comboed into the enemy side to deal some damage. Angelina went in right after them. There was no freeze, but she shoved the Andrew away so that she could take him out with a normal attack. And that was enough to terrify the opponent into leaving. I can't tell you how good this feeling was. Back-to-back wins, RNG being on my side, and seeing the girl Angelina popping off every single time was a sight to behold. There was only 11 days left, meaning I had 1 week left to complete the goal for Angelina. At the start of this day, it was barely at goal 2, so this was the momentum I really needed to stay motivated. The last match of day 6 was on a lava map against a very good player. My hatred for this map will never diminish. But even I can't complain with the way how I played. When I made a questionable play with Angelina going for a random 3C for freeze, which worked on 8 on Kelmo, but due to how big and awkward this map is, I couldn't figure out how to position properly and figure out the best solution. And so I did lose Angelina, and without her, my confidence was gone. So I took it slow, which didn't pay off since Edon Kelmo Portal put some pressure on me. And at this time, I didn't have as much experience on this map, plus it is kinda difficult to commit to rush without someone like Edon Kelmo. Even though I did lose, it landed me halfway into Gold 1, and I had a very much enjoyable time, especially with Angelina being stellar. She's the main star of the show, so if she's performing well, it was going to be a great day. The world's gotta know just how amazing and overpowered she truly is. On day 7, the first match, she flew from across the map to freeze Z2 and finish Apotheosis. Terrified from what they saw her do, they fled. The second match, she shoved the team with no freeze. She saw that Lina was angry, and she calmed her down by putting her to rest. She did die to Pepsi, but the damage was already done, and the rest of the team overwhelmed the opponents. On the ship map, just when everything was going wrong, Angelina ran. Never mind. Ice Melter turned her into an ice cube. She made a huge sacrificial play to take out the Apotheosis, but Z2 couldn't even one-shot Bernie. My Bernhardt tried to pick it up, but nearly almost had it. We're gonna one-shot him, then slow down my other two team. Game 5, I decided to experiment with Nemia. I took notice how weird it was that she loses her mobility on this map, so yeah, I lost. I maybe would have had a chance, but Apotheosis made Polly lose control, so it was a complete throw. In this game, I was worrying a lot about Arkenfall, but a person in chat helped me out. Normally, I try avoiding being backseated, since I like to play with my own ability. It was just one of those moments where I just happened to look and then I just happened to read it, and so that was the outcome. But thanks to that, I was able to win that game. Angelina was able to clutch that with a freeze. Just like day 5, I was pretty upset by how many times I got second player at the end. I played 8 matches this day, and I got first player only twice. It was both an interesting and an uneventful day for Angelina, being stuck at gold 2 and all. Angelina couldn't let that day go out of her mind. She needed to show the world that she is the strongest there is. So on day 8, I only had this week left to complete this challenge, so the pressure on me was tense. And seeing how I'm barely just in gold 2, I was really nervous. I only had today and tomorrow, and so I just thought to myself in the beginning of the stream, can I really do it? I'm so far behind. Is it even possible for me? I haven't been in Langrisser rank in ages, which only happened one time. And lately, whenever I do Apex Arena, I don't really take it as seriously no more. I just use whatever looks fun and go with that. So even with those thoughts weighing me down, I can't let it play into my head. With you guys watching me having my back, and with Angelina there by my side, I knew I had to push forward. It's all for Angelina's sake, and without her, I feel like I wouldn't have come this far. So on day 8, first game, she pulled Polly into position so that she stuns the Patricia. She gets killed, but that's fine. Hashimoto moves in with Bernie to get multiple frees in, then Bernie finishes the rest. Feeling good about that, I finally got a rare opportunity to use 8 on Calmo, which was amazing as she enabled everyone to rush in, except for Angelina. Whoops. It seemed like Angelina was upset that she barely got to do anything, because the whole point of this was to show the world how amazingly powerful she is. So for the rest of the matches, she went crazy. Absolute peak Angelina gameplay. Okay, and then we do this. Okay. Oh, that is nice. Oh my goodness. And so we do this with Angelina. Wait, does she get screwed over? Oh my goodness. Oh, she did get screwed over. Oh no! But the Christian got frozen. So that means we can take out the Liana. We take out the Liana. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, that is huge. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, that is huge. Angelina, that's why Angelina's the best. Oh my goodness, that's why I love Angelina so much. I'm telling you guys, Angelina, she's the best character. It's perfect waifu. No way did that just happen. That's why Angelina is the best. Oh my goodness. How did Z2 die from Angelina? That was a 3C too. That was a 3C. Okay guys, watch this insane freeze. Freeze Lugner. Angelina is just that good. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, Angelina. Baddest game, yup. Okay, so I have to get lucky because the one way I'm gonna deal with Angel is if I get a freeze. I just have to freeze. If not, then I'm probably screwed. And that's game. That's game. 1799, folks. 1799, y'all. Let's keep the streak alive. We're actually gonna freeze thing. Let's see if we can get like a good debuff on Eshian right now. Okay, so this person either heals or Angelina just takes him out. Okay, so he's not healing. Polly living. Okay, here comes Angelina. Angelina's gonna get the double kill. Actually, Oprah living. We living. Oh, Oldie is dead. Actually, they're all dead like this. Cause Patricia go boom. Just like that, guys. Gold 1. Gold 1. Oh my goodness. I need, oh like this. Oh, I can feel it. Almost there. Okay, so we have Angelina take out. We just have Angelina take out Rosen. But yeah, this will kill. And it's also true that she gets like the AoE buff from it. Yeah, goodbye, Jace. It's nice knowing you. Single target? No, your magic defense is pretty high. It's even more than your defense. What the heck?
Okay, so we simply just give it a prayer like this. Get her out of the picture. Yeah, I win. 26 points. Sheesh. Okay, yeah, so I really only won that because of the way how that guy positioned. Yeah, but 8 on Kellen's portal. Ashin won't be able to reach. Wait, you after game, you shouldn't reach. You should only be able to move 2 blocks. Please tell me that I'm right.
I'm in danger!
Please tell me I'm right. Please. Oh. Why did that not work? Fly units ignore portal? Really? Isn't it just... I thought it was just like... I thought it just blocks out everyone in general. Why is that a thing that... What? Flyer ignores portal. Okay, let me see this. Right there. When an allied unit moves on portal, they receive the attack buff last to when enemies. When it's not flying. So you can't kill Polly without risking a soda. Angel can't do anything. Awakener is she's a bit confused right now. Ashin can't do anything. I'm gonna go ahead and 3C because we can get some nasty debuffs. No, actually, I want to use this. I want to use Meteor for some extra fixed damage. No. Oh yes, using 3C was the right choice because Angel is sealed. Ashin is for sure dead. Unless she has Swordsmith, then completely negates the fixed damage. That is nice positioning coming from this dude. Because he perfectly angled it so that he can't really reach. So we just do this. So we do bunch of damage. Awakener, gone. Andrew gone too. Let's go. Osoda. Oh, Osoda is dead. Osoda is 100% dead. Honestly, I could come back from this. I can actually come back from this. Those debuffs were so good. I was so lucky with the debuffs. Lina can kill Ashin. Lina can kill Ashin. Lina can kill Ashin because of the crit. Okay. So yeah, I think we just win. Yeah. Oh my goodness. 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 I 7 wins in a row. I won all of my matches. Oh my goodness. I'm so surprised on how well I did. We are so close. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm actually freaking out.
This landed me in Gold 1 at 1856 points. And with just one more day of pulling this off, I was feeling good. Especially since I hadn't dropped a single game too. With Angelina by my side, I knew this whole event will be in my favor. And our goal was finally going to be realized. It's the final day. I woke up feeling refreshed and polished most of my team by leveling up their casting. Seeing how close the goal was, I needed to make sure that everyone was more than ready. The first match of the day, and I get this lava map. Despite me being first player, my opponent came rushing at me first, and it completely threw me off. Rushing at second player on this map? And Angelina couldn't do anything. It's alright though, it's just the first game. Surely nothing can be as bad as that. The next game on the first turn, I immediately used Polly to block the Ice Melda. But she used her 3C to Angelina wasn't gonna question it. And so she pushed Lina out of guard range and took her out. And I cannot tell you just how important adding Patricia was to this whole event, as she silenced Polly. Then Bernhardt was able to weaken them to allow Patricia's debuff to end it. 1866 points. All I needed was 2 more wins in a row. For the first time in a while, I got the snow map. I couldn't fully utilize the right way to place my team. Like for example, I could have placed Nemia and Jace a lot more better, but I didn't. And so I lost for it. Down to 1851 points. It's the Windy Outpost map, and as first player, you can guess how it would go. But not the way that you maybe would have thought. I used Z2 as bait for Jace, which worked, but I didn't account dying from Apotheosis. Angelina froze Lightbringer and took out Jace. Bernie takes out Apotheosis, and Ashen one-shots Isolde. It got pretty close, but I had to force something since it was a losing situation for me. I focused most of my attack on Lightbringer, and also making sure that Bernhardt stays healthy so that he could survive a hit from Ashen, but realizing how tanky that he is, they conceded, up to 1869 points. I got rushed on by Ice Melda, who brilliantly swung in with their tank to be guarded against, and she completely shut down my team, down to 1862 points. I happened to place Curtis in the middle of all this in my box since he was always someone that I wanted to use for a long while, and I got convinced since my Julian was underperforming, so I switched him out for Curtis. I had 50 minutes left during the slot time I was playing in, and it made me nervous. But this game though is something that you gotta witness. My opponent has 3 of the butterfly accessory. It was fairly new at the time, so I was completely astonished. I typically always use Angelina the best chance that I get early on, so if I didn't have anyone else apply any debuffs before Angelina, she will not get any freeze. Her effort will be meaningless. In case you guys are wondering, the butterfly accessory negates 1 debuff except the ones that can be bypassed. So when it gets triggered, it restores 20% of their HP, which reactivates every single turn. Despite the situation, I did something else that was genius.
I got an idea. Oh, I got an idea. Since I now know that she can go through the stall without any issues, or forward without any issues, I'm gonna go ahead and do this, right? Angelina goes in. Angelina's gonna go crazy. No freeze, but we do this to 8 on Kelmo. We do this to 8 on Kelmo, and then Zerda is gonna put her little red orb on that where the portal is, and boom, replaced. Now you can't benefit from it. What's up? 3 stacks, 1 stack. All right. See, now this guy's like, oh man, he got me. Can't believe Angelina, a B tier, really outplayed me.
With that play, I was feeling confident. That is until Apotheosis made Z2 lose control. I tried to use my Awakener to put her all the way in the back, but she had the mobility increase, so she went out wide in the open to get killed. An unfortunate turn of events. It did become a very close game, but I ultimately lost. Angelina Extreme Sacrifice became fruitless due to luck being against me. Down to 1849 points, with only a couple more minutes to spare. But I knew in this last match, for the time slot that I was in and me streaming it, whether I won this doesn't matter, as I knew it wouldn't be enough time to show on stream the final goal. I was nervous, and mostly, my mentality was shot down. I was playing as I usually did, and it seemed like I was going to win. Until this moment where I had Angelina reposition to Curtis, but I forgot about the Awakener at the Gen, and she one-shotted him. That whole day was a lot of back and forth between winning and losing until I just kept on losing a lot more towards the end. I was completely upset since I ran out of time, and I had to end the stream knowing I couldn't reach the true goal with Angelina. I wanted to prove just how strong she truly is. How could I go from an incredible streak of winning in the previous day into losing it all the very next day? There was still more slots open on this final day, so it wasn't necessarily over, but I was hoping to get it all on the single stream. Knowing how this day went with me going back and forward between losing and winning, it hurt me. And I wasn't sure if I was going to be busy the following window too, because usually the second slot, that's when I'm most available to do Apex Arena. And I was so defeated after knowing how this is where it's all gonna end. Is this really it? Is this really my limit with Angelina? Angelina is my best character, my favorite character. Is this truly the best that we could do? It wasn't a good feeling towards the end, and I was really sad too. But I knew deep inside that I couldn't let it end all right here. I couldn't accept it. I wasn't just doing this only for myself. I wanted to prove that Angelina can still compete out there, and still fare well against all of these top tier characters. That she is truly the best character that you'll see. I was doing this all for her, and so I was willing to give up my time to spend a few hours playing more until we eventually got there. With that being said, I was still pretty nervous. You know, all the pressure of me not having been to Langrisser rank in a very long time and entering my first ever playoff season. But I got a message in chat that convinced me of another method. With my mental being shot down, I was convinced in order for me to achieve my goal. I've at last did it, reaching the final goal with Angelina. I can't tell you just how excited I was, which I unfortunately can't show you all since I didn't stream it, which I regret so much because without you guys in the chat, even though I was extremely happy, I wanted you guys there to witness it all. So the least I can do is show you guys how exactly I did it. I immediately picked off where I lost from the stream, getting 4 wins in a row. The first off-stream match I did, I got second player and used Patricia's support skill, giving the whole team mobility boost. I used Polly, knowing full well she could easily die, which made Lena angry and did tons of damage to everyone. Angelina was slowed down, but that didn't stop her. She took advantage of the situation. She got into a better position knowing that she would move first, then got a double freeze for then killing the Zerida. I nearly messed up with Leon, as for some reason he couldn't get the extra mobility from Poly tiles whenever he acted again. This mistake immediately made me upset, as I was going not again, not another bad play again. But the opponent messed up way worse than me. They placed their Isolde closer to her team and in Leon's range, and so he was able to reach her, killing with his 3C skill, and then his 3C AoE took out the Eshian. He even survived the Awakener's AoE and counter-killed the Z too. Since Awakener was on her death timer, all I had to do was have Patricia run away, which was successful. The second off-stream match after that, I played a lot more smoother. I used Polly to get a 4 stun on Hilda, which is really meant to bait out the Liana to heal, which ended up working. Curtis finally made a successful debut to apply some debuffs. Then Angelina, for the first time in a while, which should have happened way beforehand, brought her double AoE to kill the Liana. Leon ended up dying to Polly, and Patricia blew up the Isolde. Obro made an attempt to solo everyone but couldn't handle the damage thrown at him. Third off-stream match was when I started to realize I needed to pick Adon Kelmo in the early stages, which kinda worked. It made my opponent teleport their Isolde down, then tried to kill Polly but was only able to take out her first life. And so after, she was a free kill. It was also Patricia, but Curtis got very lucky to only getting 2 stacks of her debuff. Then I just played it very patiently until they teleported their Awakener, which forced me to move, which I was more than ready to do so. As Polly stunned the Awakener, Bernhardt ran straight for Andriel, and Angelina, who was watching the whole thing, finally saw the right opportunity to move in, killing the Awakener, and thankfully, she saved her at again in 3C. There was no freeze, but she traded with Jace. From here, the advantage was all mine. The final off-stream match, I played it in an unusual way to what you would normally see me play. Being second player and seeing my opponent pick Nemir early on, I picked Isolde. Now I rarely ever use her, but I knew what was going to happen, so I needed to prepare for that. They even let me pick Eshian as well, which became the right choice for me. The first turn was what I exactly thought. Nemir AoE'd my team, they all survived, but they placed their Nemir close to my team. Kinda suspicious, right? Just look at their team and then guess for a while. Now the reason I chose Isolde was to heal everyone up from this exact moment. I started placing Angelina and everyone away because of Lena. Right when this match started, I already knew what this person wanted. Lena was the win card, and it was obvious as well too, as they kept on setting her up. So I played it extremely cautiously, making everyone else move first so that I forced my opponent to move their Lena. In the end, my own Lena killed the Nemir, which made the other Lena angry, and so they finally got to do what they really wanted. But my team survived. I had my Lena do some damage, but they went for a greedy option and had Liana go to at-again her to desperately end it here. But Eshin ran in to trade kills. And from here, I was confident. I had the necessary tools to make any situation in my favor. And they even backed up, which meant I got to reset. Everyone was in position. Once that Awakener moved, That's when I made my opening move by using Bernard AoE to apply heal block, so that Liana cannot heal her team. And so, that granted me the victory. After that win, after winning 4 matches in a row, I went from having 1836 points to 1901 points, landing me in the position of Langrisser rank. This was my second time ever to make it all the way here, and it was a good feeling. It would have been a better feeling if you guys were there to witness it all. And once again, I'm very sorry that I didn't stream it. With that, the main goal for Angelina was accomplished, and I could finally rest, showing the world just how truly amazing she is. Resting up is exactly what was needed, because playoffs was happening the next week. The continuation didn't end with me reaching Langrisser rank with Angelina. I was able to qualify for playoffs, which I was extremely nervous since it was mine and Angelina's first time ever being here. The place where only the toughest of players to compete against each other at the same level as them. And as a casual player, I feel like I didn't belong here. But I wasn't going to let that mindset crush me. I had Angelina with me, and I wouldn't have gone this far without her. The goal with her was still in motion. So now, I wanted even the toughest of players understand just what Angelina is capable of. My first opponent was Tommy Bull. The first match was a destructive victory, as I had Nemia weaken their team and Lena blowing up 3 of them. The second match was unbelievable, as they kept on getting so much mobility every single turn, and with Awakener slowing me down, it put pressure on me on this sky map. There was nothing for me to rival that, and I lost. It was 1-for-1. I got so incredibly lucky and got this map. When you lose, you get to choose whether or not to be first player or second player. So I had to make the obvious choice and be first player on this map. Every round, you can use your backup box to replace some characters in your main box, so my opponent brought some to mitigate everything that I throw at them. I set up Adon Camel's portal and had Curtis go first to apply some strong debuffs. Here, I was hoping to have Sissy White move, but they had their Isolde heal first, which was kinda fine, as I had Polly move. There was no stun, but this sets up perfectly for Angelina since Sissy White moved, not before using Z2 first to prevent at the again. So right after that, Angelina moves in with no freeze unfortunately, and I was really worried that she wouldn't kill Isolde, but I did some calculations with the unicorn doing some magic damage and their terrain bonus effect, so once I downloaded all of that, I was pretty convinced that she would successfully kill her, which she does. Ashen does end her sadly, but the game wasn't over. Z2 barely missed a kill on Lightbringer due to Bernhard talent lowering her attack, which forced Sissy White to heal her. Taking this golden opportunity, Curtis and Adon Kelmo both attack with their AoE. Luckily, Polly has a guard skill to defend them. Z2 kills the tank, Bernie finally kills Polly, which I had Adon Kelmo kill the Ashen. From here, my team was kinda dry with skills. Curtis put some damage in his debuff so that Bernhard couldn't kill him. Z2 one-shot Sissy White with a normal attack, and then Curtis gets the last kill. 2-1 was the final result. This last game was really intense. You may not even understand that I was trying my absolute best to win, thinking way more than I usually do to all of my situations. Honestly, it was a good match, and playing against Tommy Bull made me go all out, so I felt like I leveled up playing against him. But with that win under my belt, Angelina and I was set out to move on to the top 128. And so my opponent for that is Gall. Some of you guys may know him. I was really intimidated because he is a well-established pro player who's made it to almost every Apex playoffs from what I've seen. You can imagine how nervous it was just being in his presence. And it seems like even Angelina felt the same way. And so in the first match, she couldn't do anything and got killed by Apotheosis, who then made Lena lose control. She ran up and got killed by Ashen. From here, it became very intense. As Gall came in closer, I felt forced to make a move. Bernard got stunned by Ashen, so Isolde wiped her out, but I positioned my Isolde to where she could easily get killed. She was my key to victory here, and I lost it all, as Bernard couldn't really do much and Awakener just not doing enough damage. If I just placed Isolde a lot better than I did, I definitely could have won that match. So with game 2, I got to use Adon Kelmo, and I was pretty comfortable, until they also picked her as well, which made me even more nervous throughout the entire battle because they can cancel each other's portal, and being first player, Gaul knew it's what I wanted to engage with. So throughout the game, I played very scared through the entire match, just hoping they would use their Adon Kelmo to use her portal, and he knew that he could just run up, replace it, and just block out my team. It wasn't until I was losing out on time and the gas closing in before any action started taking place. I placed my portals really awkwardly, and they placed theirs. Angelina saw an opportunity but failed to realize that the Liana had the electric headwear. I did not pay attention to that due to nerves. And worst of all, no freeze. So with nothing else that she could do, I just had Angelina stand on their portal, just doing a hopeless attack. Apotheosis wiped out the Adon Kelmo, and since I didn't have enough time, I just started improvising, and just kept on making so many desperate moves by using Patricia and Curtis, who were able to take out Adon Kelmo, and then I had my Z2 AoE to prevent Isolde from acting again. But Lightbringer was able to weaken her, which then allowed Isolde to attack and double tap her. Patricia dies through Apotheosis due to heal reversal, and with Curtis being the only one left, being the sole survivor, being surrounded, he was easily disposed of. Thus, the final result, 0-2, with me finally landing in top 128 with Angelina. If you guys made it this far, I would like to take this moment and say thank you guys so much for supporting me on this whole journey. I honestly really never thought about streaming like that, unless I was doing something that was interesting. I feel like I'm getting better little by little doing it. And you know what? It was a great time. Being in that kind of environment was pretty intense. Just having so many people just watching you and talking with you. There are a lot of times where I do get nervous, but mostly it was fun just interacting with you guys, watching Angelina being amazing and being cool. And using Angelina was honestly the only reason why I was able to come this far and had a lot of fun doing this challenge. Playing Apex Arena as of late was honestly pretty tiring, as I felt like I kept on fighting the same kind of box over and over. So it stopped being fun for the longest time. So using a somewhat not so meta box was the only way for me to enjoy playing Apex Arena. Sure, it is still infuriating fighting like Jace and Celica, but if I started using a meta box, all I'm really thinking about is just winning, and I feel like it's a lot more infuriating when I don't. And so if I just use characters that are actually pretty fun and characters that I just really want to use just because why not? It's not just about winning, it's about having fun too. Sure, some of the characters that I'm using aren't as strong, but man does it feel good just wrecking these new generation of characters who just like OP for no reason. Honestly, that's one of the reasons why I like Angelina so much. Not only is she my favorite character and also waifu, but when she gets that low chance freeze on like these OP characters and just watching them like be so helpless, that's fun right there. And it's kind of been hard to utilize every part of her kit that I used to do, just because these new generation of characters just makes it even more difficult to try to do. But anyways though, my point is that I want to do more of these fun challenges. And hopefully this video sums up just how powerful and amazing Angelina still is. Like I said, she has been my favorite character for the longest time. I've been using Angelina in my box for the longest time, and to be frank, I will never stop using her. I would also like to give a special shout out and a huge thanks to Lupia. He's such an amazing and talented Apex player, and without his help, I would not have been able to be in shape for this challenge. So if you guys see him around during Apex playoffs, be sure to support him. But we're right into the end. You guys have no idea how long I've always wanted to make a new type of video like this. Something that's completely way different from the normal stuff. This video took a ton of work and a very long time to make, so if you guys enjoyed it, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. It helps out a lot. So yeah, thanks for watching. Your fellow Z.